Hey, Anita.
Hi, guys. So according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 3,142 people were killed by distracted drivers in 2019. That was a 10% increase from the year before. And you may remember January 8th of 2019, we lost a Salt River police officer because of a distracted driving accident. Sergeant Maggie Cox joining us live this morning. And as a result of that, our state legislatures passed a hand-free law, which went into effect January 1st of this year. Tell us about that law and what you guys as a police department have noticed as a result of that law.
Sure. So what that law states is that you can't hold your cell phone or any electronic device while you're driving, right? The whole idea is we don't want people to drive distracted. So unless you can do it hands-free using your voice-based communication system, the phone should be down. That law allows officers to pull you over just for holding your phone and issue a citation. Again, the message is hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, because we don't want people to drive distracted.
And have officers been pulling people over for it, or
right now,
are they getting away with it?
Right now, we have about just over 600 citations have been issued for that distracted driving law. And in January was the bulk of them. So we have seen the number of citations being issued go down. I would love to say that's a direct result that people aren't using their phones. We're not sure yet, because our collisions, we're still seeing about the same amount of collisions. So I'm hoping, I'd love to say, yes, it's working.
Well, and it could be because the law was passed almost a year before it went into effect. And I think maybe a lot of people forgot. And so now that they're seeing people being pulled over and getting cited, they're being reminded that you can't do that in Arizona anymore. What are the fees? What are the fines associated with getting caught talking on your cell phone while driving?
So the first one is up to $150. Second one up to $250, and that's not including court fees or whatever else might come on top of that. Now, what it's really important for drivers to know is if that distracted driving results in serious injury or in death, you're looking at a criminal violation, you're looking at up to 6 months in jail, and that along with an increased fine up into the thousands of dollars.
And you know, the one thing that we were just chatting about is that it's not just cell phones that can distract you, because April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month.
Right.
There's so many things that distract you when you're inside the vehicle.
Yes, yes, everything from putting on makeup to reaching down to grab that cup of coffee.
Sorry, guys. even traffic and noise can distract you.
Or reaching behind you. You know, if it's that important, pull over. Take care of whatever you need to do. But at the end of the day, just a few seconds off the road can result in a collision. Distracted drivers are like 6 times more dangerous than someone driving impaired. So we're going to continue to message this.
Wow.
You know, the importance of keeping your eyes on the road and just being aware and present.
I was not aware that it's that much of an
6 times
increase.
more. Yes.
And you know, we're seeing more and more people moving here.
Yes.
To the valley, so there's more traffic. There are more people on the roads. People are starting to go back to work, so you really have to be extra vigilant.
Yeah, we can't say it enough. You know, the last thing we want is to come to a collision and see lives change. What we want to do is we want people to not drive distracted, but we're going to use this law to pull people over and give them that citation if necessary, and to keep doing this messaging. Don't drive distracted. Be present, hands on the wheel.
And this is another topic, but also very important. If you do hit someone, God forbid, while distracted, do not leave the scene.
No.
One of the most important messages at that point is stay on scene.
Stay at the scene. If you think you hit something, stay at the scene. It's not going to get better by leaving. The consequences are going to be worse. But think about if that was your family member that was hit. Think about if that was your loved one. Stay at the scene, call police, render that person some aid. They call it accidents, right? Because they're accidents. But at the end of the day, let's do the human thing, stop, call police so we can get there, render aid. So we really are just asking for people, be aware, drive safe, and if you are involved, remain at the scene, call police, and do the right thing.
Thank you. Thanks for all the advice and the opinions. Very, very interesting information there. And so we'll have a link to the Phoenix Police Department's website on our website, fox10phoenix.com. They always have a lot of great information for community members that you can learn from. Back to you.
Yeah, and Anita, I don't know if you've done one of those before, you know, one of those sites where you actually get into a car and drive where they simulate distractions and see how badly you actually drive. Have you done that?
I have not done that, no, but I will tell you that, you know, just driving down the road, if you look down for 1 second, whether it's the radio or your phone, it's very easy to get distracted and swerve.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
My phone goes in my bag.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Great advice. Thanks so much.